Yeah. Camera angles live. Okay, guys. Camera angles live. So we're going live, guys. Morning again. Apologies for the late delay. This session won't be as long as the others because we've gone over a lot of the other tests and the other stuff before. So this is just another again session, just additional to what we've been doing. Daniela is going to be demonstrating, the LARPO is going to be the body, and I'm going to be instructing and guiding. So again, it's slightly different. I'll have a bit more control over the camera as well. So in terms of the positioning of the camera and making sure that people can see properly, I'm going to be able to concentrate on that a bit more than previously, because I'm going to have somebody else doing the test and I'm going to have a body. So I'm going to be able to make sure that, concentrate on making sure that the camera angle is correct and that people can see. Okay, all right. So Daniela is going to be doing the assessments and I'm going to talk through it. We're going to start off with upper body. So we're going to start off with some upper body assessments. Okay. So first one what's the first one we're gonna look at?
For the elbow, valgus and varus.
Yeah, so we're gonna look at valgus and varus for the elbow. Again, we're gonna be holding, if we take the arm, if we're holding the bottom part of the arm and the top part of the arm, we're gonna hold it opposite and we're gonna push in opposite directions. Yeah? And pushing in looking at the medial ligament and the lateral ligament. So we're going to push in opposite directions like that, and we're going to be pushing opposite directions that way, opposite directions this way. Yeah?
Do you want to just say what one's for the medial and what one's which one the valgus is and which one's
Yeah. Yeah, so lateral, medial. So if we say valgus, L for lateral, yeah, and then varus is the medial. Okay. Yeah? Okay, so if you hold the arm, you can do this one standing as well. So if I just...
So this is the valgus pushing in. Is that right?
Yeah.
So this is the valgus pushing in.
Yeah.
Because we're testing here.
Yeah. No. We're testing. You're pushing. So you're gonna be testing the medial side.
So here.
Yeah.
By pushing in.
Yeah. Varus. That's varus testing the medius. So So you're looking at now as you're pushing it. Is there any laxity or any tightness or stiffness at all in that the elbow ligament there on the inside?
Was there any tightness there? And this is now the valgus.
Yeah. So if you know it's still on the inside, so if you put the top hand, that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that you're there, and then you're gonna be pushing the other way. So
that.
No. You wanna push. So you wanna push the other way. So if you push with the.
So this is the varus, because I'm pushing in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Varus medial.
Yeah. And then the valgus is the lateral one.
So it will be like that.
So if you change the arms around so that's that way, and then you wanna be going that way. And with the bottom part, the lateral side, the bottom hand, you're pushing it in towards you.
Yeah. So this is.
Yeah.
This
that's
is valgus.
Yeah, because valgus L lateral.
Because I'm pushing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then varus.
Yeah. Is the medial ligament. Yeah. So when we say
pushing
about
away, so you're pushing away from the ligament rather than into.
So when you say somebody's got golfer's elbow. Somebody's got golfer's elbow. Yeah. The ligaments inside here are damaged. Somebody's got tennis elbow. tennis elbow, the ligaments on that part. So by pushing inside of the arm, outside of the arm, you're checking for any laxity, any soreness, any reaction from the client, ligaments on the medial side and then ligaments on the lateral side.
So this is valgus, because I'm pushing away, yeah? And this is varus.
Yeah.
Varus. From medial. Push.
And you're looking for that instability. You're looking for that instability with the ligaments on this side and that side, and you're doing a comparison to see how unstable the ligaments are. Yeah? And when somebody's got soreness on this side, you're doing a lot of your massage and trigger point and friction work is going to be on the medial side of the arm, elbow, and then if somebody's got
golf elbow, and tendons, what's it called?
It's generally tendonitis. It's tendonitis.
Tendonitis.
Yeah, but we use, because of the actual game golf and tennis, we're using the terms golfer's elbow, and then we're using the terms tennis elbow. Yeah.
This client cleans, we've got both. We've got tennis and golf elbow.
So just making sure that everybody can see that. Yeah. Making sure everybody can see that. Okay. All right.
We're going to do your wrist.
We're going to do wrist. So then if you take the wrist, if I come over to that side. And then I'm going to take the wrist here, and you can do this for the ankle as well, where you're holding just above the carpal region and there, and then what you're gonna do, if you pull to see if there's any laxity there in the wrist, pull in. Yeah.
What's the name of that one called again? The wrist something.
Yeah.
Wrist.
So this is a distraction.
That's wrist distraction test.
Yeah. And then ankle. Again, the ankle is exactly the same, where you hold on to that part of the shin above the malleolus bones, and then you're holding on to the feet, and then you're pulling.
Are you doing it wrist this way?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're doing exactly the same thing. So with the feet tests.
Like that?
Yeah. And then you're looking for, if you pull it again, yeah. Can you see where you're looking for any laxity in the joint around there?
Well, is that normal though? Does that look normal?
I'm just going to go around and double check the camera, make sure that the camera, people can see. Yeah, people should be able to see.
Does that look normal to you though? Because I can't tell what is.
It's laxity really. So for me,
there's too much movement there.
Yeah, there's probably a little bit too much movement. So there's a bit of laxity in that joint. Because you want some movement. Yeah. You want some movement. Yeah, but you don't want too much movement. Yeah, in the laxity. Again, with the leg, if I lift the leg like this, you can do valgus and varus on the knee joint as well. Exactly the same thing. And you're looking for laxity here and laxity there. That's what you're looking for.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So there's no laxity.
Yeah.
But there's a bit there.
There's a bit of laxity there on the outside. Yeah. So the elbow, because of the structure of the elbow, remember, you've got one long bone here, right? And then you've got your ulnar and your radius bones here in the arm. Yeah. So you've got your humerus bone in the top part of the arm, and then you've got your ulnar and your radius. I don't know if people can see that. Let me do it again. Let me make sure people can see it. Yeah. You've got one bone in the top part, your humerus, and you've got two bones, the ulna and the radius. In your leg, you've got in the leg, you've got the femur, yeah, and then you've got the tib and the fib. So again, because the structure is exactly the same, that's why you can do the valgus and the varus test in the arm and in the leg. You can do the same thing, yeah. A lot of footballers will have issues with their knee, so that's why the valgus and the varus is a good test, looking at the medial and the lateral ligaments as well. Yeah. So it's a very, very good test for looking at those.
So the rest, we done the
Yeah.
distraction test,
Yeah.
and then the, what's that other one that you taught us? What is it called? I don't know what I wrote. Straighten arm, push hand away from body.
Yeah. So you're looking at carpals. You're looking at carpal. So so people that's got tunnel carpal syndrome here, where if there's any pressure as the carpal ligament is going into the hand, if there's any pressure like this, if I do it like that, and if you hold your fingers up straight like this, like that, and then if you bend down there, look if there's any pressure there, any tightness. Yeah. So if you do it like that for the benefit of the camera, let me double check, make sure people can see.
Yeah. Are you meant to get the client to resist against you?
No.
Relax.
Just relax and get them to.
Tightness there?
Mhm.
Not really. No?
If you look where the client's got the strap wrist, if you take the strapping off and see where it's got the strap wrist, I'll turn it like that. And I'm gonna assume that you would have a noticeable difference. So if you do that, is there any difference here?
No. I know where it is, so I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah. So if you hold it like that, and if you turn like that, yeah, and then yeah. So if you see there, he's feeling pain from there.
From where?
Yeah. So if you go from here straight, you feel pain about there.
That's alright.
From about there, you feel pain.
Where's the pain along here?
Yeah.
So again, if you take, that's the angle. Hold that there. Let me make sure that the camera can see it. People can see it in the camera. Make sure people can see it. Yeah. So if you do that, you can see where you can't get the wrist down any further without any pain.
And
Yeah.
resistance, because I can feel he's kind of resistant.
And you can see that he's resistant. So that's a very good indicator. Yeah. Of injuries. Yeah, put it back on.
How actually do it? Is it that way? Is it too tight?
No, it's perfect. That's the type.
I need to buy these, you know. If it keeps costing me, like, I don't wear
Yeah.
straps.
Yeah. So are you happy with those tests for the wrist? Yeah? And looking at the valgus and the varus. Did you want to do upper body, like the arm shoulder test again? Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. So if you can sit up, sit over the edge.
So Hawkins Kennedy. See, I didn't get to write nothing down because this is when I was doing the body, so I don't even remember what it is.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. So we can just do, if you extend the arms to the side, you just got your normal there. and arms in front.
Mhm.
Yeah. So when we talk about active, passive, resisted, right?
So active, getting him to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. So active, you lift in front, lift up and down. Yeah, that's just you doing it.
Passive,
Right.
I lift.
You
for him.
lift, so you lift for him. So bring your arm down. Bring your arm down. You lift, just lift. If you come this side, yeah, and then just lift and down, yeah. And now resisted now.
He pushes against me.
Yeah, you push against a little bit, just a little bit of force and push against. Yeah.
Do they push once you get to the top, or
No,
throughout the whole
they're just
movement?
pushing. So you move.
So
and
as
then,
you're moving, they're pushing.
Yeah. Okay. And if you hold both arms out, yeah, and if you put your arms inside and go down more so that it's more your actual wrist, forearm, down more, step back a bit more,
Oh, with the hands.
yeah, where the hands are. Yeah, and now look for, and because he's got the wristband on, if he pushes, you will know definitely one hand will have more force than the other, because obviously that hand is weaker. Yeah, so it's a good indicator. So that's one of the best resisted tests that you can do.
What's that one called again?
That's just a resisted.
Just resistance.
Yeah.
So, but what would you write on the? That's what you write.
Yeah.
As the name of the test.
Yeah.
So resisted what? Shoulder test.
Yeah. So what so when you've got in the boxes, you've got A, P and R in the box. On the sheet, on the worksheet.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So then you just
Active.
do that passive resisted. Yeah?
Arms in between arms and outside.
Yeah.
So if active would be getting him to
Yeah.
That's not APR test though, is it? That what we just did.
No, that's resisted. So active, so passive is
It's me putting his arms up like that.
Yeah. Active is him moving.
No,
Passive.
I'm talking about for that test.
That's
just
resisted.
resisted.
That's just resisted.
You can't
test.
do all three for that movement.
No,
Whereas
no.
like that one, you can
Yeah.
do all three in it. Because he's lifting it up, then you're lifting it up, then resisting. Whereas that one is just resisting.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So with the arm now, yeah. With the arm, we've got the humerus bone in there. We've got the deltoid, the anterior posterior deltoid, right? We've got subscapularis, which is underneath the pecs. And then to the back, we've got your traps, we've got your rhomboid, we've got your lats. And underneath these muscles, you've got supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and we've got teres. Yeah? Teres minor. Right? So when we're talking about testing we're looking at Hawkins Kennedy, we're looking at Shulkers and all those other tests. So if we do first, let's do, if you stand in front, yeah, and if you use your left arm, so if you come across, if you shuffle that way a little bit more, yeah, you come in front and put the left arm here on the shoulder, and then you cross this arm over, yeah, right? If you use the other arm now, so move this arm now and bring this arm inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
right,
that.
yeah.
And now use this arm as a lever to pull. Yeah. Down. So what are we testing? If we let go.
Testing the joint,
Yeah.
shoulder joint.
Testing the shoulder joint. So hold in that position again. I'm gonna check the camera. Yeah. So we're in good position. Yeah?
This is Hawkins Kennedy test and just pushing down.
Yeah. So if you let go now, if you turn that way, right?
This way.
Yeah. And I'm just going to show that inside the shoulder here is the coracoid process. So when you're doing that test, you're testing if there's any ligament tendon damage in the coracoid. That's what you're testing for. And a lot of bodybuilders underneath the pecs now, if they've got any tightness or soreness there, that will show that there's tightness and soreness in there. Yeah? Right, in the coracoid. Yeah, in there. You might have it in this one, yeah? So if you turn it back over, go that way, go in front. Yeah. Yeah. And then pull down. And you're feeling that inside the shoulder. A little bit, yeah? But more than this side. Yeah. So then he's got that. And again, if you turn and face the camera slightly, where your shoulders are rounded, again, he's got rounded shoulders. So then that would indicate that you've got issues inside there where your shoulders are slightly rounded forward rather than straight. Yeah? So that would indicate there that in the coracoid process, you've got some issues there, right? So let's sit back round. So that way. Just make sure that camera and everything is.
That's Hawkins Kennedy.
Yeah. So if we do the Shulker's test where the actual humerus bone, where we've got a little piece there, when you press onto that part there of the acromion joint at the end, that little piece of bone that you can feel at the end of the shoulder, in there you've got the humerus head, and the humerus head there is sitting and there's ligament attachments. So if you hold on to the outside of the arm like that, and if you hold on to the camera, so that the camera can see it, yeah, and if you hold on to the arm and do that, if you take your arm and relax your arm, and then if you do that, where if you feel any laxity in the shoulder,
so it's kind of like the distraction test a little bit
like the distraction test, yeah. This is called the Shulker's test. And what you'll get, somebody that's got a torn ligament there in the shoulder, as you do that movement, you'll see a little dimple appear every time you pull it down. That's one of the first visible signs, yeah?
So it's just this arm.
Yeah. So at the moment, so far, we've got positive wrist pain. Yeah. We've drawn a negative on the valgus varus, and we've got positive on the coracoid process there inside. We've got a positive inside of the shoulder. We've got a negative for Shulker's, right? We might have a positive on the Shulker's on this side, yeah, because if there's coracoid process pain there, then there's probably going to be a slight bit of pain if we do Shulker's here, yeah. We're doing it on this side for the benefit of the camera so that people can see, okay. So if we do rotator cuff test, yeah, if you lay down on the bed on your back facing up.
Is that yours?
Yeah.
So is it this one?
Yeah.
But
So
get the client to come to the edge.
yeah, get the client to move to the edge, that the other way.
Oh, go that way.
Yeah. Move to, yeah, more. Move your legs and your whole body over. Yeah. And so that the person's at this level here. And then what you're doing, you're just seeing that if the person can comfortably.
You just hold it here. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
So you're not really putting any pressure. You're just seeing if the client can comfortably get to that point.
Oh, so not past.
Yeah. So you want them to just get there. can they comfortably bring it down without any pain or any?
And it's not trying to go past.
No, you're not trying to go past it. So now, if you bring it back to here, yeah, and now you want to see if the client can get the hand going that way. Yeah.
By themselves.
No, you're gonna, yeah, that way. So if you stand over there, yeah.
It's right.
Yeah. Try like that, and try and do it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there. That's
And
what
you
it
can
is.
see where there's probably a bit of do you feel a bit of resistance? Do you feel a bit of resistance?
When it goes to there now,
Yeah,
pushing.
yeah. So then the rotator cuff's in the shoulders. The rotator cuff there in the shoulders. Now you can see where as he's resisting.
So if it's tight here, it's the rotator cuff on there.
Yeah.
On the posterior.
Yeah.
And if it's this way, it's the anterior.
Yeah. Which would make sense. So if you shuffle over that way, change the camera angle.
Is that right though? The rotator cuff backward is testing the posterior.
Yeah. So if you go and do it on this side now, we've tested the Caracoid process. There's tightness. We know that he's got damaged wrist.
So coming down this way is going to be a
Should
problem.
be a problem. So
Okay.
let's see now if we're correct.
Go
Go this way first.
This way. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. Okay. So detective work.
Go back then.
Yeah.
We're learning, guys.
So we're learning. So that's a positive.
Yeah.
That's a 100% positive.
And then this way,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's
yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
posteriorly,
Yeah.
it's just anterior.
Yeah, this anterior. So you know that Caracoid process, subscapularis, that's where you're working. That's your problem area. Yeah?
Okay then.
Yeah. Go on, do it again.
Fix me.
Yeah. So you can see where there's pain there. Yeah? So again, when we talk about how do you figure out what's wrong?
But he's come to me for his wrist.
Yeah.
Like, look, we have to work up
Right, we
there.
have to work up there. So when we're talking about referred pain,
Third pain.
yeah,
So he's probably injured this.
yeah,
Whatever he's done, this
Yeah.
is already tight,
yeah,
and now he's injured this
Yeah.
because
yeah.
of that.
But he's feeling the pain there, not realising that that's probably the main problem.
When I
Yeah.
did this year, I could feel something in there, but I thought, nah,
Yeah.
it's gonna go away.
So that's the referred pain.
That's
the
the
wrist
referred
is the referred pain.
Yeah.
The problem's up here.
Yeah. How many people are going to come to you for a good example? How many people are going to come with knee pain, but it's their hip? That's the problem.
Or their glute.
Or their glute.
But they're great.
Or their groin, you understand? So they think the knee's hurting, but the knee's not the problem. The problem is there.
Yeah.
So again, likewise, you hurt the wrist, but the problem is actually in the shoulder. So then you now know, as part of your treatment plan, you're really going to massage this quadrant of him. And you're concentrating on subscapularis, you're concentrating on the shoulder and in and around this region. That's what you're concentrating on. Because that's really where the problem is, where he's got impingement.
Is tennis elbow and golfer's elbow referred pain? Or that is where the problem is?
That's usually where the problem is because there's tendonitis as
It's
it's
the
passing
ligaments.
through,
the
as it's
tendon.
passing through the actual joint region. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So let's, I just want to go over some near empty can tests. So if you sit up again, for the benefit of the camera, even though the other arm is injured, for the benefit of the camera, we're going to do the tests on the good arm, if that makes sense. Only because of where the positioning is. Yeah. So if we pull the bed out the way, so wait, before we do that, remember that we've got the 3 rotator cuff muscles. Yeah. So the empty can test is there to isolate which one of the 3 is the problem.
Yeah.
Right? So let's move the bed out the way. Yeah? And if you go and still stand in that position. So if you turn to your side, come towards, make sure that the camera. If you yeah. Okay, so imagine that you've got a can, you've got a cup or a can, yeah? Pour it, empty it, okay? And now bring your hand, keep it like that, bring it down, yeah? So now, if you hold on to his wrist, yeah? Use your right arm, not take your left arm away, yeah, use your right arm, right? So what you're going to do now, you're going to push and relax. Keep it in that position. Yeah. Imagine that you're still holding a bottle or a can.
Then is it up to there?
Yeah. Use your right hand. Don't use your left. Yeah.
But you start from down here. So that's
You start from down there. That's the first
test.
test.
So
That's the first one. So push and relax.
Then it's here, about here. Or is it?
A little bit more. Yeah, there.
That's testing the middle one.
Yeah. And then bring it up now and push.
And then that's testing the top one.
That's testing like the bottom one.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the first one down here.
Yeah.
Is
Anyway,
testing the top.
Yeah.
The
Anyway,
top.
yeah.
This one's the middle, and this one's the bottom.
Yeah. You kind of like got a little bit of variation. So if you test it from there, push. The bottom, the top one is within that range. Yeah. Lift the arm now again a little bit more, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Yeah. Now that's testing like the middle one. So that's testing, infraspinatus. So supra is the top one.
Yeah.
Infra is the middle one.
And then what test the bottom one again?
And the bottom one teres. So higher up.
Higher up. Oh.
Up higher. A little bit higher. A little bit higher. A little bit. Yeah. More like there. Still keep your hand, the lapo, keep it in the can position. Yeah. And then now pull down. And you push against her. Yeah. So what that's telling you now, you want to identify which one of the rotator cuffs are weak. Yeah.
And top is bottom muscle. So it's like the opposite. So when your arm's high, you're testing the bottom.
Yeah.
And your arms low, you're testing the
Top one, yeah. And you take it to the range. And as one of the things about doing a varying degree of range, if it's a little bit of both, so say it's a little bit of teres and a little bit of infraspinatus. As you're going through the range, you'll know that. When you're kind of like in the middle kind of range, you'll notice a little bit of supra and infra. Yeah. So you kind of go through the range. But predominantly, as you're going through there, and there, you're going through range 1, range 2, range 3, you'll know which one it will be. So then gets a little bit. Yeah? So does that kind of like make, in terms of like how to then spot which muscle and how to identify and home in on which one's injured?
Yeah.
Does that make a little bit more sense? Yeah? Okay.
So the shoulder test is all for the posterior.
Yeah.
And then the shoulders is for the
Main for the acromion space.
The acromion space and the Kennedy test.
Hold on. Let me.
Sorry,
So say that again. So start again.
So the shoulder, the empty can test is for the posterior muscles, the shoulder.
Yeah.
The shoulders test is for the
The subacromium space.
Space. And the Hawkins-Kennedy
is for the caracoid process. Yeah.
So those two tests are obviously for the front.
Yeah.
Empty can for the back.
Yeah. All right. So there's a little bit more of
rotator cuff on beds.
Yeah.
Test both.
Yeah.
We'll test anteriorly and posteriorly.
So you can identify is it the anterior or the front.
So you'd probably do, if you was assessing a client's shoulder, you would probably do the rotator cuff test first. Because then it will tell you whether it's the front or the test.
Right.
Then you know which test to go on and do after.
Right. Exactly. So the more you do it, if you're not experienced, you try and do all the tests.
Yeah.
The more experience you get, for me now, because I'm experienced now, I do that one first.
And it's just process of elimination. Yeah.
And then find out, okay, is it the front of the shot or the back? Process of elimination, find out where the actual problem is.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how.
What's the time?
Was that useful, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that useful? I hope
Are
everybody.
we doing lower body next week Wednesday then?
So next week Wednesday we can do a lower
Let's
body.
do lower body.
Yeah?
Let's not complicate things.
Yeah. All right, guys. Okay, so hope that was useful. I know maybe people didn't log on because we weren't able to get people thing on time, but yeah, we've done quite well. Well done, guys. Again, it's going on YouTube and it's already live on Facebook and it's going on YouTube. So tune in, guys, and watch it again. And again, this weekend we're going to be doing some level 4 stuff. And I'm going to talk to all the students later on today. Okay, well done, guys. Wait, did I even do it properly?